Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to 7th part of Android tutorial. Here I am continuing with the topic from 6th part. Okay, here we are already created activity for the second. Now you have to register the second.java in r.xml, r.java file. For that, first of all, you have to extend the second class with activity class. Second extends activity. Okay, now there is some override method are present here. Public void on create method. This is the method invoked automatically when you invoke an activity at the first time. This is the method that will automatically invoke. Now you have to set the content view for the activity. Set the content view. Register the layout with r.java file. For that, r.layout the layout for the second activity is second layout. Okay, that's fine. Now you have successfully registered the second layout in r.java file. Now the thing you have to do is you have to place a button inside the first layout. So I am going to the first layout. Here is the first layout. The first layout, there is a text view present. I just delete that text view. Here I am going to place a button. Here I set the layout for the button. It is wrap content, width is making as wrap content. Also height is also wrap content. Okay, now I'm going to create an ID for the button, Android ID. I refer it from string.id as bn. Bn is the logical ID for the button. Now bn is the logical ID representing that button. Now I have to create a label for the button, Android text. I'm going to call it from the string.xml file, bn name. Bn name is the identifier that will refer from the string.xml file, or otherwise you have to directly use a name here. Next, activity. Okay, now take a closer look. Here is the button is present. Okay, now I am going to align it to the center of my activity, Android layout. Android layout. Here is a center parent option. Center in parent option is present here. Make it as true. Okay, now you can see that the button is present at the middle of the activity. Okay, now you have successfully placed a button in the first graphical layout of the first activity. Now when the user click this button, there is some action occur, and due to that action the control is traversing to the second activity, or the second activity will appear. So in order to do that, you have to place an action listener for this button. So in order to do that, again go to the corresponding Java class file for the first activity. here you have to create a button object. Here I just create an object for the button. You have to import the button class. Okay, here I just create an object for the button class. Now I have to link the button class with the ID that already created in the first activity. In the first activity, you can see that there is an ID for the button. The name of that ID is bn. So you have to link this ID with the object created in the Java file. So here the object is again bn. I just change the name as button. Now I have to link the bn from that means the ID from the layout to the button. So in order to do that thing, you have to write the code inside the onCreate method, because when the activity invoke, that will invoke the onCreate method. So here I just connect the button is equal to, there is a method called find to view by ID. Here is r dot id dot, here the name of ID of the button is bn. Okay, it is an object assignment operation, so you have to cast this with the type of the object. The type of the object is button. Okay, now you have successfully linked the ID from the object, ID from the layout to the object inside the Java class file. Okay, and now you have to create now you have to create an action listener for the button. So here I am going to create an action listener for the button. Set onClick listener, new onClick listener. Okay, these are the code that will automatically generated. You have to just type the control space for getting all this. Now you have to, there is an import statement here. You have to import some package here. Import the onClick package. Here is a semicolon is present. Okay, now you get a method called onClick. Inside when the user click the button, the action is coming to this method. So here I am going to create code. Here I am going to write the code segment for invoking the second activity. I am already said that for invoking Android, for invoking an activity, you have to create an object of intent filter. So here I am going to create an object of intent. Intent I is equal to new intent. As the argument, you have to pass the argument as the path of the Java class file of second activity. Here the path is, class file is second.java, and the path is name of the package com dot easy way to in dot second. Okay, now I successfully create an intent object I with argument the name of the path of the second Java class file. Now I have to invoke the second activity. For invoking the second activity, you have to choose either start activity or start activity for result. Start activity is used when you have to just invoke the second activity. If you want some result from the second activity, you have to use the start activity for result. Here I am not expecting any result from the second activity. That's why I am just using the start activity only. Start activity. Here the object is I. Okay. Now you are successfully invoke the second activity. Okay. The next thing you have to do is you have to create an activity tab in the Android manifest file. So you have to insert the activity and the intent filter tab in the Android manifest file. So now I am just opening the Android manifest file. Here is the XML for the Android manifest file. You can see that there is only one activity tab is present in the manifest file. This is the tab corresponding to the first activity that will automatically created. So now you have to insert another activity tab inside the manifest file representing the second activity. So I just copy this activity tab for the first activity, again paste it. Now you can see that there are two activity tab is present first. Okay, now I just change the name for the activity as dot class file. The name of the class file is second. Here is a label. Again there is another sub tag for the activity called indent filter. And indent filter, by using this indent filter, we are actually defining what is the nature of that activity and how this activity invoke. Here you can see that I just copy it from the first activity. Here you can see that it will just give us the main activity. Again I just delete the content, and now I provide action as the path of the Java class file of the second activity, which is same as given in the indent filter, creation of the indent filter. Here the path is com dot easy way to in dot second. Okay, now I just provide an action. Indent filter contain action and category tab. For the action option I just give the path of the second Java class file. Now for category, here you can see that it is given as launcher. Launcher means this activity is present at the launcher of your phone. That means the main icon set of your phone. So if you don't want to appear the activity on the launcher, or here this is a default activity, and a default activity is nothing but all other activity is accessing that activity by using the indent filter or indent filter object. So here I have to change the category as default. Okay, default means you have to access this activity from any other activity by using the indent object. Again save. Now you can see that there are two activity tab is present. This is for the first activity, that activities appear on the launcher of your phone. That's why category as launcher. It is the main activity. Here is the name of the activity is a label. Here is also a label is present, but for the activity name I just give the dot class Java file. The name of the Java class file is second. Also a category is present here. I am just give the category as a default category and name as the path of the Java class file. Okay, now you have successfully saved the program, and now is the time to run this application. So I just right click and run as. Run as Android application. Now the AVD is startup. Wait for the AVD to fully loaded. It will take some time. Now my AVD is startup. It is in the portrait mode. I just change the portrait as. Okay, now you can see that the AVD is correctly loaded. And okay, here is the next activity tab is appear here. Take a close looker on the AVD. Here is the next activity tab is present, and when I click the next activity tab, it will go to the second app. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If you have any doubt about this content, now I'm going to insert all the documentation for creating and all the code segment inside my blog. You have to go to my blog. My blog address is given under the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel for further video updates. Guys, sorry for my uh, English. I am not fluent. I am not much fluent in English. Sorry for my language. Thank you for watching. See you in the next part of this